Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Good evening. Happy Friday to you all. It's Friday the 13th, and you haven't already gathered. And we are here to do our match preview to the game, obviously, tomorrow against Lincoln City. Of course, another different challenge. And yeah, we're back at home. I always feel confident at home, despite the result midweek away. Obviously, the away game midweek. But no, I'm going into it feeling quite confident. We're going to get into it all, and we're going to look at our opponents first and everything else, and we all do all that good stuff and look at our perspective as the main part of the show, of course. But hope you're all doing well anyway, and a few people are in already in. Aiden says, hi mate, hope you're okay. Big up to you, Aiden. How you doing? How's your week been? Let me know. Hope you're doing well, mate. And good to see you, my wonderful mod. And he also makes you to smash the likes, everyone, and subscribe channel. Yeah, big up to you. Thank you very much for that plug there. Appreciate that. And Blue Terrier is constantly coming at me with these Freddie Ladapo, I don't know what to call them, captions, saying if he scores, we're on the pitch. Yeah, well, I think we might be waiting a very, very long time for that to happen. Because, well, Freddie Ladapo can't seem to hit a target at all at the moment. But yeah, we are going to get into it then. We're not going to mess around this evening. And we're going to get my presentation up that I've done. But welcoming everybody. And we are going to get going with this. But yeah, let me know your thoughts as we go along as well. It's always good to hear from you in the chat. And yeah, let me know how you're feeling ahead of this one as well. So let's start with our opponents, Lincoln, who are currently in 9th place with 27 points at the moment, 4 points off the playoffs now. So you remember at the start of the season, they started the season so well, didn't they? And they've really, really gone off in the past few months. But yeah, they started the season very well. They were up there, and yeah, they fell off massively. Now the goals scored, they've scored 24 goals, but they've also conceded 23. So yeah, obviously they can score, but they're also very vulnerable to conceding. Now their league form in the past has been very poor. The last 4 games, seeing them lose 3 and just drawing 1. Now they did win both the cup matches, obviously the EFL Trophy midweek and then the FA Cup game, which was in and amongst those fixtures. And their last win, in fact, came in the league was at the end of October against Northampton. So they are really, you can imagine their confidence is very much shot at the moment. And obviously we want it to continue for another week, of course, with their bad form continuing. But yeah, and I want to have a look at their away form as well. Their away form is really mixed. Obviously 3 wins, 3 losses, and 4 draws. So yeah, they're capable of winning on the road, but I'm not sure they're capable of winning on the road right now with how they're playing and how their form is showing at the moment and the confidence levels and everything else. And they do like to draw as well. So yeah. Now their manager, Michael Skubala, 42 years of age, made his senior coaching debut, one of the most difficult environments, in charge of struggling those scumbags up the road, let's call them, Leeds United, at Old Trafford. Now, obviously, he did showcase what he could do as a manager early on. Obviously, you know, got a point at Old Trafford in his first match and he showed what he could do from the very start. Obviously, he's been in charge of Lincoln for just over a year now. Obviously, they narrowly missed out on the playoffs, didn't they, in his first season? Before, obviously, he's obviously signed a new contract extension. Now, Skubala didn't actually have a playing professional career, but in coaching terms, he's obviously very experienced. Was a director of football at Loughborough University, and apparently actually taught Ipswich boss Kieran McKenna, who, of course, is one of the most brightest young coaches in the country at the moment. While in charge of the England futsal side, he worked with Max Kilman, joined Leeds in 2022. He's had roles at Coventry and Nottingham Forest, another horrible, vile team that we don't like. His teams are known to play on the front foot, as well as carry a threat on set pieces. That's how he likes to see the guys play for him, and how he's kind of trying to implement his ideas at Lincoln. Now, their formation, like I said, they are known to kind of switch regularly between formations, but Lincoln do generally tend to play a 3-5-2 with 3 centre halves and 2 wing backs forming the base of the formation. The wing backs, Derikwa and Hackett, like to push high and provide plenty of width. Both are important pieces within the 3-5-2 system. We know this already, to be because obviously we play a very similar formation with the wing backs. Now, Lincoln can go direct if needed, though. However, they do prefer to keep the ball on the ground. The very patient, building up from the back through the thirds. They're also very effective from set pieces. Got some very tall defenders who can dominate in the air, so we'll have to watch out for that tomorrow. And obviously, Lincoln have been fairly strong away from home, even though a bit of mixed bag as well. Obviously, they've lost a few as well. And obviously, they'll be looking to repeat that on Saturday. Now, ones to watch. Let me know your ones to watch, guys. We will go through those. But first, let's just see what Aiden's saying. Sorry about that. Sorry about the delay in responding here. Aiden says there was no fight from the players on Tuesday. It was just a performance, really. I hope Duff had a right go at them in that dressing room on Tuesday. Yeah, obviously, it was very disappointing, wasn't it? And I know there's a lot of people around saying, "Oh, it's only this trophy." Really, the EFL trophy, I've not really been fully behind. I'm going to admit that. I've not really been fully engaged in it. I think it's a tournament that really is just not. It's just a very, very pointless tournament. However, that doesn't mean that that I don't want to win games in this competition. I'm just saying it's not really been like something I could have been able to get behind this season, really, with the tournament itself. But yeah, it was infuriating to see that performance. And I've always said, wins breed more and more confidence. And unfortunately, we not only lost, but we lost our unbeaten run as well, which obviously we wanted to keep. Obviously, it wasn't going to last forever, but to lose in these circumstances, I think it is incredibly disappointing. But yeah, the fight, very poor, application poor, quality nowhere near good enough. And yeah, the players just looked like they couldn't be bothered, looked disinterested. And Aiden saying boo to, yes, a few of the teams that, most notably that team down the road that we don't speak about on this channel. But anyways, let's get into the ones to watch. Let me know who you think we should be looking out for tomorrow for Lincoln. But for me, I'm going to get right in there now. I'm going to say Tendai Derikwa, who is a key player definitely to watch out for here. He was actually brought in as Sorensen's replacement. 33 years of age, been very consistent in his position since joining the summer on a 1-year deal. Obviously, like I said, he started his career at Chesterfield before progressing to the Championship, where he represented both Burnley and Nottingham Forest. Gosh, why do I have to keep saying these names that we don't like? Anyway, Deriqua, obviously, he has got a lot of experience. Having obviously captain Wigan to the League One title in the 21-22 season. So yeah, very good player, and he's going to be looking to get down that wing and cause us problems. But he's got the all-round game. He's comfortable on the ball, and yeah, obviously it's going to be a tough test for. I'm just kind of trying to figure out who will be on that side. Our left. Well, it depends what personnel you've kind of gone with, but yeah, obviously there's a few options on that left-hand side that we potentially could go with. But yeah, whoever is up against him is going to be difficult. So for me, Deriqua is my number one as a key player to look out for Lincoln. Now, the second player, I have gone for Billy Cadamartre, the striker, 19 years of age. Still has so much potential to grow, but I do think he's a very good player. I've seen him on a few occasions now, actually, and I've liked what I've seen from him. To the point, I think I caught Lincoln in the FA Cup. They were on the television. I was watching it, and I was quite impressed by Cadamartre. And I was thinking to myself, I wish we should have gone and got him, to be honest with you. Obviously, he's got a lot of energy, pace, and he's got a lot of quality. Still not the finished article yet. He's still developing, and he's still young. So, but look, I think he's going to be a very, very good player. He's going to have a good career for himself. But yeah, obviously following the footsteps of his dad, Danny, who is of course a former Town player, Danny Cadamartre. So yeah, it's good to see him following his dad's footsteps and showcasing what he can do, because I don't think it's always easy, is it, to kind of like be like trying to make your own name in the game without people mentioning your dad, kind of thing. You want to be your own player. You want to do well for yourself too. I think it's always difficult to kind of get over that hurdle. But look, I think he's going to be a great player, and we're going to have to look out for him tomorrow, because he's going to cause problems. He's very physical as well, and I think he's certainly going to be a difficult test for our defenders. I always go for the captain, because I just think the leader in the team obviously tends to be the captain. So Paddy O'Connor is the captain for Lincoln. So he's obviously at the heart of the defence as well, in the back three, the central one of the back three. So yeah, real leader, vocal, and now the predicted lineup for them is as follows: Wickens, Monster, O'Connor, Ruffin, Ring, McGrandles, Iranan, Moylan, Hackett, Fairchild, Draper, and Cadamartre. I think that is probably going to be a similar lineup. It might not be exactly might not exactly be the exact team, but I think more or less that'll be the team that we expect to see tomorrow. Now, before we get into our pursuit, let's go through a few of your comments, because you have told me a few of your players to watch here, so we will get through those now. Bruto says Ethan Irahan. Well, that's a difficult one to say. Billy Cadamartre, Deriqua, and Paddy O'Connor. So you've gone for similar players to me. I do like that Moylan as well, actually, in the midfield. Really creative. He's got a few assists this season. And yeah, he's going to be quite dangerous. But yeah, Iran is also a good player too. So yeah, thank you very much for those. Pretty similar to me. 3 out of the 4, similar to me. Ian says Bailey Cadamartre, we can't spell his name. I'm sure you know what you mean. And Reese Hackett. Yeah, of course. I kind of mentioned him already, Aiden. But yeah, I do know who he is. Of course. I swear Cadamartre, daddy's a Town fan. Yeah, his dad is obviously, like I say, he's a former Town player. And yeah, he does follow Town. I believe he still lives quite local to Huddersfield as well. I think yeah. One of my friends was telling me about how they had a parcel that was set to go out to the Cadamartri family, and yeah, apparently they live in Bradford. So yes, they live very close, and yeah, so that is what it is. But yeah, so yeah, thank you very much for those guys. Obviously, Aiden, Blue Terry, thank you. Now, our perspective, let's get into our perspective. Obviously, look, I think actually, just to finish, I think Lincoln, yes, they are in bad form, but I do think that you can't take them lightly. They have got quality. And I think, therefore, everyone can go through a really bad spell, can't they? And I think they're just in that moment at the moment, but it doesn't necessarily make them a bad team. I just think they might be, they're lacking in confidence. But they've certainly got some good players in there that I've already highlighted, and you guys have as well. So I do expect it to be a difficult game, despite us being the home team. But let's get into our perspective then. Obviously, on the back of a defeat in the EFL Trophy on Tuesday night against Bolton, which ended our unbeaten run, unfortunately. But we have been very strong in the league. Obviously, won the last 4, and obviously we were on that unbeaten run, that long unbeaten run that we've been on. Our home form has been very good this season. Apart from those couple of games where we were in that bad spell, our home form has been very solid. So, and recently it's been very good. So, let's hope we can continue that tomorrow. Now the team news, obviously Hogg, getting injured in the warm up on Tuesday, now has been ruled out for 4 to 6 weeks with a calf issue. So yeah, look, not good at all, is it really? Yes, Hogg is a bit part player now. But I do think he's a useful player to bring on from the bench when you need to see out a game. And now we're not going to have that for a good while now. So it's a big blow. Even though he's not a first team player anymore, he still is a vital player to come on and do the business for us. Absolutely. So yeah, but unfortunately he's out. Herbie Kane is back available after being suspended for the Bolton game, so he's going to be fresh and raring to go, which is good because I think Herbie Kane has got better and better every time I've seen him. I think he's really settled in a bit now, bit better now, and also confidence-wise, I think he's up to speed with everything now, and he looks good. So yeah. Callum Marshall will be back available for tomorrow after a chest injury forced him off against Mansfield in the league. So he did miss on Tuesday. He did miss Tuesday, didn't he? But he's back, and yeah, really good. Obviously, we thought it was only a minor injury, a blow to the chest, so it wasn't a big issue. So yeah, good to get Marshall back in there again after missing the last few. And of course, Lasse Sorensen will be available after a long injury layoff, and he also got some minutes during the week as well, which was good to see. Really happy to see him back out there. I think he got about 25 minutes, didn't he? I think, if memory serves me right. So yeah, no, good to see, and we have missed him certainly. With those attacking moments that he's brought to us this season, even though he wasn't the same player before he got injured, was he? Like he kind of slowed up a bit. He started the season very well, but then he was like kind of slowed a little bit, and we didn't really. He wasn't doing that great, was he, before he got injured? But hopefully he's had some time to recharge. Obviously, he's recharged the batteries now, and he's back fit again. So hopefully, can see him push on again now and see him play well. Aiden says, how good was it to see Sorensen back on Tuesday? It's hard though because you wouldn't want to take Turner out the side. I get what you're saying, and we're going to get into the lineups in the moment, actually. And I've got a few, obviously, I'm going to kind of address this because, look, I think Turner has been brilliant for us, to be honest with you, but I do think he has his weak points. His weak points are, if you're in that wing-back position, you need to be able to get forward and be comfortable going forward. I don't think Turton is as comfortable going forward as somebody like Sorensen is. I think Turton is better defensively, but I think that going forward, he doesn't look comfortable. So I think I get what you're saying, but Sorensen was brought in because Duff clearly didn't think that maybe he had enough quality in that area to be able to do the job. Turner's done well, though. I'm not knocking him, by the way. I'm just saying that Turton isn't really a wing back. That's the problem, in my opinion, because a wing back has to be able to go forward and do it, with ease. So yeah, that's just my opinion. But it is hard. It is hard because Turton is doing well, but I do think maybe Sorensen will come back in. More injury updates. Radinho Balca played 45 minutes for the B team on Tuesday, but won't be ready just yet for first team action. Obviously, he's been out for a long time, hasn't he? So he's going to keep building up those minutes in the B team, presumably. But he's not really any close. He's not really close to joining up with the first team just yet. But yeah, good news to see him back out there at least. Let's hope he can stay fit now, because I do think there's a player in there. But unfortunately, you can be a good player all you like, but if you're constantly getting injured, you're having 1 or 2 games and getting injured again, it's completely useless, isn't it? It's hopeless. It's no good. So, but look, good to see him back out on the pitch with the B team. So yeah, we'll see how he gets on the next few weeks. Nichols is back in full train, but had to take a few days out after feeling a bit of irritation in his injured elbow. Won't be available this weekend. There's been a lot of talk, hasn't there, about Lee Nichols and Chapman. Is Nichols going to come back in and all this? I don't know if it's I don't think it's a straightforward decision here for Dove, because, as I said, I think Chapman has done very well since he's come in, keeping a number of clean sheets and really showcasing what he's about. Because he's not just coming and just filled in for the time being. He's come in and really put his stamp down on that number 1 spot in the goal, in my opinion, with his performances at times. So yeah, there's been a lot of talk about Lee Nichols just coming straight back in, and people thinking that's what's going to happen. But I don't really think you can say that, because I think Chapman, like I said, has done well. So it'd be interesting to see what happens though when Nichols is back available. What will happen? Good news for Hodge as well, by the way. He's reported back to Wolves for a final sign-off that they have to do as a loan player before going back into full training. And hopefully, it was obviously the press conference was yesterday, wasn't it? So they was hoping it was going to be back out on the grass today. Whether that's happened, I don't know. But yeah, he's not going to be available, but he's looking to be returning over the coming weeks. So really good news, and hopefully we get to see a good amount of time from him. Especially, I think we'll probably talk in the new year now, but January there's lots of time to play games. So yeah, I'm excited to see him back, because he was starting to play well, wasn't he, before he got injured? I was gutted that he got injured because he's a good player. So yeah, another good option to have when he gets back. Evans remains sidelined, and Healy obviously is out for another lengthy spell, as we already know. Now the team lineup. Let me know who you are starting tomorrow for us. And I'm going to get into mine whilst everybody, if anybody wants to get involved. I was meant to attach the photo of my team lineup to this, but I didn't actually do that. I'm just going to, I've already got an image I'm going to put up here. Now, I don't know why, but when I did my lineup, guys, on the We Are Terriers app, it didn't show the faces of the players for some reason, but I don't know why. But anyway, but I just had to just leave it like this because it wasn't working. So I had to. These players are faceless, unfortunately. Anyways, you can still see who he's playing here. Now, for me, obviously, Chapman starts in goal, standard. The back three: Nigel Longvik, Mikael Hellick, and Matty Pearson. Yeah, I've gone with Matty Pearson, guys, because I just think Lees is all right, but I just think Pearson. I just prefer. I don't know if I prefer Pearson. I think that Lees and Pearson, you could either choose either of them really, but I think maybe Pearson for set pieces, more of a threat there. I know he's not in the team to score goals really, but he's there to do defensive duties first. But yeah, I still think Pearson is better there for the time being. Obviously, Kane coming back in, absolutely. We want to see him. And Dave Kasumu, of course, yeah. Pretty standard, those two there. Now, I've actually gone for the wing backs. I've gone for Josh Koroma as a wing back again, guys, because I just aren't convinced with the options we've got a left wing back at the moment, I'm afraid. I'm not a fan of Ruffles. I don't want Headley playing either. So there's no other options. And Koroma can play that role. And, I know when the last home game, he played that role, didn't he, against Wigan? And he didn't really do much. But I do think it might be because he was maybe just had an off night. It wasn't particularly down to the position he was playing. So I'm going to put Koroma there, in my opinion. I think he's a threat down that wing. And if he's on it, so hopefully we see some good form from him tomorrow. The other wing back, look, we discussed this, Turton, Sorensen. Look, I think for me, Sorensen has been out for a long time, so probably Turton will start the game because I don't think they want to risk Sorensen too much here. They only had 25 minutes in midweek, and he's been out for a long time, and he won't be able to complete the full game I think he needs to kind of go up to like maybe 45 minutes next, or maybe he might be able to just step up to 45 minutes and then maybe to 60 and then maybe to 90. You know what I mean, in the next few weeks. But I don't know. I just think Sorensen is. I just felt tempted to put him in. Turton has done nothing wrong, by the way. And if Turton starts, I'm not like trying to belittle Turton at all. I think he's done well. But the reality is Duff did bring Sorensen in to play as the wing back because he is an out-and-out wing back. Turton isn't an out-and-out wing back, in my opinion, despite him doing very well there. But look, Turton probably will start. I don't know why I put Sorensen there, to be fair, because I think Turton will start with the minutes managed by Sorensen. So Turton will probably start the game anyway, to be fair. Danny Ward, I can't believe I'm saying this, guys. Danny Ward to start. That's how desperate our front line is now. I can't believe I'm saying it because anyone that knows me knows I'm not a big fan of Danny Ward. But I did say it in the last videos. I'm a big fan of Danny Ward in the aspect of he does work hard. He does close people down. He does link up play well. It's just his finishing touch that is absolutely woeful. But as a striker, you're judged on goals. And unfortunately, he doesn't get enough goals. But I suppose you could say that about all our strikers anyway. So I'm not putting that all on Ward. But yeah, I think Ward has to start the game. I don't want Bojan anywhere near the team, guys, right now. I don't want him anywhere near. I would just love to offload him in January. He's just no good. And the less said about Ladapo, the better, I'm afraid, because he's an absolute disgrace. Well, Bojan and Ladapo are both disgrace in themselves. So yeah. And then Callum Marshall, Callum Marshall comes back and he'll be fresh. He's had a bit of a rest. So this is my lineup, guys. Let me know what you make of this lineup in the chat. And I know a few of you have got involved in the chat here, so we're going to go to the comments now. But yeah, that's my lineup. So let's have a look. Blue Terrier has gone for a 3-4-1-2. So you've gone for Chapman in goal, obviously. Lonvine, Kellick, and Pearson at the back. The two wing backs, you've gone for Koroma as well, and Turton, and then Kane and Kasumu, with Wild in the cam position, and Marshall and Ward to up top. Yeah, look, very good lineup. I like it, and I wouldn't be against this lineup at all, to be fair. And to be fair, I did say it's pretty much the same as mine, actually, apart from Turton. But I did say Turton probably will start the game because of Sorensen's lack of minutes late. Obviously, he's working his way back still from injury. But yeah, thank you for that, Blue Terrier. Really appreciate that. Aiden has gone in with his lineup here. You're going for Chapman in goal, back three of Longvike, Hellick, and Pearson. Yeah. You've gone for Ruffles at left wing back. Oh, Aiden. You're playing risky there. And then you've gone for Sorensen as the right wing back. And then you've obviously got the two in the midfield there, two in the middle there, Sumu and Kane. Wiles, the further advanced midfielder, and Karoma and Ward up front. Yeah, look, fair enough. I'm not a fan of Ruffles, but if you think he should play, then fair enough. But I'm just not comfortable with him on that side because he just lets us down far too many times. He gets beaten far too many times. He's a liability for me, and you can't afford to be. This. As we know, the wing backs the most important part of the team. And when you've got somebody that is just, for me, in my eyes, just simply not good enough, then it's a big issue because then you just, you know what I mean? So for me, yeah, but it's your decision, Aiden. I respect that. And that's fair enough. Now, just trying to go back up because there's a few more. There we are. But thank you for that, Aiden. Decent lineup. Absolutely. Adam is in. He says 2-1 Town, Hellick, Karome. You've gone for your Scorpion. We're not there yet, Adam. We're not there at the Scorpions yet, but thank you for that. But yeah, nice. Yeah, 2-1. I'll settle for that. Absolutely. Ian says, I'm not starting Marshall because I don't want to push him in straight away and risk a bad thing happening. Yeah, to be fair though, what it's not, the thing is with Marshall is it's not really an injury that is left him out for a while. It was just more of bruising to the chest. He couldn't really play because he was in a bit of pain. So that's why he wasn't playing. It's not like a muscle injury that he's been out with or whatever. You know what I mean? So I don't think there's any risk really to anything bad happening there, to be honest. But fair enough. Ian said I was in two minds whether to drop Chapman just for this. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against. I get he's young and he's done good for us, but he did make a mistake on Tuesday. Yeah, look, these things happen, and I think it does highlight in the goalkeeping area, as we know, when goalkeepers make a mistake, it's highlighted more, unless you do make a bad mistake from outfield. Obviously, maybe a defender giving the ball straight to the opponent and then or slipping or whatever, and then going through. But for me, it's always, I don't think we can be too harsh on Chapman after making a mistake. He's done many good things for us. How many saves has he made for us, Ed, since he's come in? How many clean sheets has he had? How many performances has he looked great? His distribution, not right every time, but he's done some good distribution too. But most importantly, good saving, good shot stopping. So I get what you're saying, but I don't think we should be harsh. And plus, Nichols is not available anywhere this weekend, so Chapman will be playing. Get Phillips on the bench. Why not? Yeah, I mean, look, what have we got to lose? Or get another academy player on the bench. I don't care. I just want to see somebody else on the bench. At least we know they'll give it their all. Let's have a look. Dropping Chapman for making one mistake would be harsh. He made some great saves on Tuesday. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think it would be very harsh. And like I said, he's not going to be dropped. And I don't think drop's the right word, even if he does come out the side, to be honest with you. Because I think he's shown a lot more than what we I don't know what we expected from Chapman really when he came in, when he first came in. Maybe there was a bit of like wondering what he would do or how he would do. A bit of uncertainty about how he would do in the team, but he's done well. But yeah, he has made some good saves, not just on Tuesday, but since he's come in. Exactly, that's why I'm starting him, because I did think it would be a bit harsh. Yeah, absolutely. Football Raleigh, hello there, welcome in. You're going for Chapman, Longvike, Hellick and Pearson. You always do this to me, don't you? But I'm not going to do it in the formation because I always mess up. And you've gone for Kasumu and Kane in the middle with Sorensen. Miller is injured. So, but yeah, Ward, Marshall. But yeah, fair enough. Not bad. Last day got to start. Bring Turton on at 65 minutes. Yeah, to be fair, maybe Sorensen won't last the full game, but maybe you can play an hour now. So yeah, good point. 2-0 Town, both goals from Marshall. Yeah, it'd be good to see Marshall get a brace. Absolutely. Fair enough, but hopefully you're right with the scoreline. Phillips is better than Ladapo. I mean, I think I could be better than. I think everybody in this chat right now could be better than Ladapo. But yeah, I get that. Obviously Phillips. What have we got to lose with bringing somebody else in? But look, that is the lineup now. Yeah, so we're going to go into the Duff things in a minute, but because I've got a few quotes that he said during the press conference yesterday I want to cover with you guys. But first, what is our score predictions on the doors? I know a few people have already got involved in this. But what is our score predictions for tomorrow? We've already got a few in the chat, as I said. Adam's gone for a 2-1. And Football Rally has gone for a 2-0. And I think that is it. So, yeah, let me know who you guys think, what the score is going to be. For me, I think we're going to win this game. And I think we're going to keep a clean sheet as well. I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory. I was going to say 3. But no, I think it's going to be we have scored 3 in the last few games. I think he's good. No, I'm gonna go with a 3-0 victory, and I think Marshall's gonna get in the score sheets. Let's go for a Pearson header, and Karoma. I'm gonna go for Karoma. Although Wiles is a good shout because Wiles seems to score more often than not. So yeah, but yeah, 3-0 victory for me. Let me know what you think, guys. Kevin Nagel is here this weekend. Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, apparently he flew in, didn't he, on, was it Wednesday? So yeah, he'll be at the game. Bluetooth said 3-1 Town. Wild Pearson. Don't you dare put Ladapo on the score sheet, Blue Terrier. I can't tell if you're taking the mick or you're actually being serious. Not sure why you said, but something tells me he will score tomorrow. I mean, mate, if you think he's scoring, then yeah, I have no words for that. He could be, yeah. But yeah, I mean, 3-1 is a good scoreline, absolutely. It is 2-1 to us. Hellick and Wiles have scored for the Mighty Terriers. That'll do us just nicely. Keep that winning form in the league going after winning the last 4 in the league before that cup game. But yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for all your predictions. Now we are going to get into Duff's comments. Obviously, the transfer window is looming. Everybody's thinking about the transfer window, I'm sure, already. And obviously, there was a few questions asked to Duff about this. Obviously, he said that we have identified areas of the pitch that we need, but whether we can strengthen or not, they're not my conversations, he said. We, the coaching staff, have an input into people who are coming to the building, but I don't know if a player is going to cost 1 million. I don't know why it says £1. £1, 1 million, or 10 million. Yeah, to be fair, yeah. I don't write the check. That's not up to me. He said, we try and get the best value for money. Yeah, absolutely. And the best person we can, but there is no open checkbook. Alfie May is a perfect example. Got to a point where we were prepared to do it. Absolutely. He's getting the balance. And there's a lot of things that have to come together for any transfer. He also reiterated that he will be involved in the process. we've not had a conversation where Nagel has gone, right, you can go and sign 10 players for 2 million each. But he's also not said you're not having anybody. You've got to sell to bring in. So yeah, there's no conversation about he's got to sell or anything like that, So, and he also said it's just what position do we want to identify? Who are the people in those positions? And then we try and find the best one that we can. Well, I'm pretty sure you don't need to really talk about identifying positions that we need because it's pretty damn obvious right now what we need. So yeah, but fair enough. But yeah, look, I thought it was interesting how he was obviously asked about that, and obviously he was kind of just kind of said what he does have input in the signings, which makes me wonder who actually brought Ladapo in, because surely Duff didn't say I want. They had a conversation with each other, and they said, and Duff agreed to sign Ladapo. Because if he did, then I'd be shocked. But yeah, in January, I suggest we bring in either Mark Harris from Oxford or Ryan Coley from QPR. Thing is, though, these 2 players are both in the Championship. Are they going to drop down to League One? And we release both. Yeah, I agree with that. We absolutely should release him. I won't be against that at all. Now, Michael Duff is actually up for Manager of the Month. A bit of a curse, isn't it? A bit of a curse being up for Manager of the Month, because whoever wins it seems to kind of derail them a bit. We've seen it in the past, haven't we, with managers? So I don't know how I feel about that, really. But obviously, he's one of 4 nominees for the League One Manager of the Month for November. We went unbeaten throughout the month in the league, drawing with Crawley and claiming victories over Charlton and Leyton Orient. Obviously, Duff will face competition from Wickham's Matt and Bloomfield, Stockport's Dave Challoner, and Wrexham's Phil Parkinson. The winner is apparently has been announced today. So I don't know who got it, unless people know. I don't know. But anyway, Duff discussed his nomination. It's a sign that we're doing something right. We've reversed the horrible slide they were on, and they've also put ourselves back into the onto parity now. Now we're out of the hole. Can we kick on and go further in the league? That's the question. The biggest part for me is you get nominated, but it's not me, it's the staff. In the middle of that part of that really bad run, my staff, particularly my immediate staff, were rock solid. You learn more things. You learn more about things in adversity. Absolutely, you do. It's easier when you're winning every week. Yeah, I agree. It's just a nod that we're moving in the right direction, he said. But for me, I don't look too much into it. So yeah, that is the end of the presentation. Aiden says left wing back, at least 2 strikers, right wing back, centre back. I mean, yeah, we're going to have to be very busy. But the reality is that I still have no faith in the board to get it right. Because why should we have any faith in the board? They've messed up time and time again. And I know I keep sounding like a broken record here, guys, but it's the truth. And that is what worries me. Because this January window is massive. It's absolutely massive. It's the difference between going up and staying down. And if we don't get it right again, then we're going to be staying down, because I still think we will. I still think that if we don't get a couple of strikers in, like Aiden said, I agree, we do need 2 strikers. We need a left wing back. Right wing back, to be fair, yeah, I know I kind of said about Turton obviously not really being an out-and-out wing back, but still think he can do a good job for you there. He's just not got that he's a good backup, I would say. And obviously Sorensen's back now, so hopefully he stays injury free. Centre back, yeah, I think for me though the priorities are 2 strikers and a left wing back. That's my 2 priorities. Then if there is more scope, then albeit, if we want to improve in the centre-back area. Obviously, I know Balka's coming back, though, now. But, again, there is uncertainty about him because of his injury record. Is he going to come back in and then get injured again after 1 or 2 games? We don't know, do we? So, yeah. So for me, we need a couple of strikers in, and hopefully release Bojan or try and sell him back to the Finnish league. I'm sure they'll have him again. And we'll have to cut the losses with him, absolutely. But at least we get something for him, I guess. Left wing back, obviously, yeah, that's obvious. That's obviously a problematic area at the moment with Miller, long-term absence now for a good few months. And then, yeah, like I said, any other areas, I'll be all for it, absolutely. But let's just see if we can get our priority positions. I feel like priority positions are those 2 areas I've mentioned, left wing back, strikers, first and foremost. That's the odds transfer time. Yeah. Before you check, it's not Duff. It's Stockport's manager who won it. Yeah, I did my notes yesterday, and obviously I realised that I was going to actually do the show yesterday, and then I had to do it today because I wasn't able to do it yesterday in the end. So that is why my notes have kind of backfired on me, because the nominations, Duff was still nominated for the manager of the month, but it isn't Duff, though. To be fair, it's not a bad thing because it is a curse. So Dave Challoner at Stockport County, is he going to go on a barren spell now after getting that? Because there is a lot of talk about being a cursed award. But look, we're kind of going to wrap up the show in a moment. Any final questions, anything like that? But for me, tomorrow, I do want to see us really start the game quickly, and you know what I mean, and start lively. Be a bit more forward thinking from what I've seen at home games at times. I think it's too much sideways, backwards. Far too often for my liking. Needs to be a lot quick. The player needs to be quick, because I'm sorry, the last few games, our the speed of the way we play, it's just far too slow. It's so, we need movement. But I want to see us really come out the blocks here and start to, start quickly, put them under pressure early on, and see where we go from there, really. Do believe that we can, even if we do win, we cannot go anywhere. We cannot go higher than 4th. But if we win, obviously we remain in 4th. So we can potentially, if the teams above us drop points and we win, we could potentially close that gap. So again, I go back to it and I keep saying it. Somehow Duff has managed to get us into this position where we're pretty close to the top 2, considering the issues that we faced with the position, the injuries and the lack of clinical edge up top. We're still up there, and you know what I mean. And if we can just keep getting closer and closer, and try, even if one game this weekend, it can all look a lot different. Come the end of play, you can get to maybe 2 or 3 points of that top 2 and keep at the races with the top 2. The pressure is going to mount on those teams in the top 2. That's the thing. Ben says hello. Hi, Ben. How are you? But we are actually going to wrap up. This has been a great show, actually. There's been a lot of engagement and there's been a lot of good points made. But look, let's hope we can make it 5 league wins at least on the bounce tomorrow. And just continue to, obviously midweek, not great, but let's just get back into the league now. And our only focus is the league now. We're out of all the competitions. So our whereas other teams have got the FA Cup, obviously the Carabao Cup and other tournaments to focus on, other tournaments the EFL Trophy as well. We don't have that anymore. So in a way, it might be a good thing. However, I still go back to what I said before. Still not having been knocked out to Tamworth in the first round of the FA Cup. Not having been knocked out to Walsall in round 2 of the Carabao Cup either. That doesn't excuse that, by the way. I'm just saying now we have maybe a bit more, recovery time, and we're not playing as many games. But yeah, but let's hope we can continue that tomorrow. Let's hope we can see a good performance tomorrow. Being live stream it up the town. Thank you very much, Ian. I appreciate that. Thoughts that we are linked to Keon Atete. I haven't actually seen that rumor, to be fair, Ben. So I'm not too sure. And to be quite honest with you, that name does ring a bell, but I'm not sure whereabouts. I can't remember where he plays or who he plays for currently at the moment. So yeah, I'm not too sure on that rumor. Let's make it 8 unbeaten at home this weekend. Absolutely, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Make it, Michael Duff's Barmy, indeed. But guys, if you're going to the game tomorrow, enjoy it, and I'll be back on Monday evening for the review show, and hopefully a review show where we can all relive a very good performance and the 3 points to match. So yes, stay tuned, but have a good weekend. Enjoy the game if you're going, and thanks all for tuning in. Thanks for your support. If you're watching this on playback, make sure you do get your comments in your score predictions, your team lineups, how you're feeling ahead of the game. Love to hear from you in the comment section. But guys, have a good weekend. Hopefully it's a happy weekend for us as we get another 3 points. But let's see what happens. Anyway, guys, take care, stay safe. And as always, up the town. And Michael Duff's Barmy, indeed. Good night, everybody, and have a good rest of the evening. Have a good weekend. Thanks for all your support.